So Paula, creative thinking and creative output. Do you differentiate between the two? Do they have different definitions? How do you think about those two things?
It's been really complicated and rolled into one, and including for myself, I tend to define creativity on creative output when you make something new, novel, useful,
Yeah.
and that's the output. Yet, what our focus has been on is that creative thinking. So it's the creative process. So there really has been a challenge in helping people to understand what it means to be creative as well as far as your thinking processes versus doing creative things. And that's also complicated people's identity as a creative person. So when we go, oh, I don't draw and I don't make music, so I'm not creative, when people don't realize, like, wow, you might be really creative in the systems you design, or you might be really creative as an athlete in the decisions you make on the spot. So I think it's really important to talk more and get the conversation going about the focus on creative process, especially as it relates to education.
So you're saying it's all sort of lumped into the just creativity. And in that, there's really creative thinking and there's creative doing, would you say?
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's an adjective.
Mhm.
If something is creative
Right.
or a person is creative is very different than being creative.
Mhm.
Creativity is a way of being and thinking.
Do you think some people are more creative thinkers and what they do is really think about things and other people put those into action also, or do you think it's all in one person, I
I
guess?
think it's more about creative confidence, and there's definitely scale of people who have high creative confidence and low creative confidence. And in fact, creativity specific anxiety has been identified by researchers at Georgetown. So it's similar to math anxiety. So you avoid thinking mathematically because you have anxiety related to those sort of concepts. And some people feel creativity anxiety as well. So when we need more people thinking creatively more than ever to solve problems that we are facing, it's important to empower people to build their creative confidence.
When I hear a term that resonates with me or that wants me to learn more, I get really excited. So that I've never heard that term, creative confidence, but it makes perfect sense of it's something that you should be able to or have or see in yourself or get better at. But I never thought of creativity in a term called creative confidence, but it makes perfect sense. So I'm going to look more into that. That's great.